We're in Missouri right now on a white-tailed deer hunt with Hunter's Specialties, and we've got today Dave Fuhr, who's the consulting scientist for HS, is the man actually responsible for developing their Vita-Rack 26 product. And we're at a mineral site right here, and it's obvious from the craters that are in the ground, Dave, that the deer sort of like this stuff.
Yeah, they kind of like it a little bit. It tends to work for them.
Now, obviously from a hunter's standpoint, having some attractiveness is a big selling point, but really that's not the story of Vita-Rack 26. The story that you guys are trying to tell is about the benefits that you can actually give the local deer herd by providing this supplement, right?
I think that's a real good way to look at it because the biggest thing is, and I've kind of said this a couple times, is that we have the wildlife biologist has done a lot for our industry on getting awareness of deer and deer management. I'm kind of like the wildlife chemist, okay, or wild chemist, whatever way you want to put that. But I think what you're going to find is that it is all about nutrition. It really is. And the thing that we found is over literally 15, almost 20 years of research now, the deer need a little more to boost them along and make them do healthier, better things.
And just this summer, you guys have actually presented some new research findings where you're finding that you've actually documented that by providing Vita-Rack 26, you're eliminating tick infestations from a deer herd. Can you tell me a little bit about what the basis for that claim is and how, the ingredients in Vita-Rack 26 kind of come together to accomplish that?
Yeah, I'd be very happy to. Actually, what you're going to find is that you're going to find that there is a synergistic reaction with any chemicals. Okay, biologists look at the basic bodily actions and flows of whitetail. I look at what's ingested into it, and I try and put this in as simple as layman terms so people can really understand. There's too much scientific data behind it. But what you're going to find is pretty simple, is that part of the ingredients and how things work is similar to how you and I take vitamins and or we ingest minerals, calcium for an example, or things like that. And what we did was over a long period of time, we researched exactly what it takes for that whitetail to have its best nutritional value, and that's what we did. We kind of knew from day one if we could enhance the genetic potential, enhance the immune system of that deer, some of the natural things that take place is pretty cool. And I mean, if you're that deer and you're in northern Saskatchewan and the snow is this deep, you better be pretty healthy, right? Or even in your part of the world out in Pennsylvania. I mean,
Sure.
and so it comes down to strong survive. But there is a way. We found that the DNA structure is basically the same for each whitetail species, so to speak, or genetics that are out there. And if there was a way to unlock that genetic potential, we would. Now, what you're asking specifically about is the tick thing. We knew from the very beginning, based on some of the ingredients that we have, and we added B vitamins very specifically to this patented formula. We also have other patents pending on the specific blending. You asked me a question earlier that was, so you've actually revealed everything that's in Vita-Rack 26? The answer is yes, we have. In fact, there's actually paperwork that's documented that I'd be happy to give you that say, hey, here's what's in here. But what's so neat about this is it's the reaction that takes place between the vitamins and the minerals coming together that gives you the tick removal. Does it totally control? No, nothing's going to be total. The nice thing about a mineral site like this or something else is that the deer frequent it very often, daily, sometimes several times a day. It's about us taking vitamins. The daily vitamin that we were all taught when we were kids. We formulated this stuff so that sort of thing would happen. We've known for about 7 years now of this phenomena with the ticks, okay? But because of two little agencies called FDA and EPA, there was a discrepancy whether or not we could tell anybody. FDA controls things that are ingested. EPA controls things that are put on your topical dressing and stuff like that for bugs. Well, ours is ingested but has the same reaction that keeps the ticks off. and it is a natural occurring reaction because of the B vitamins.
So basically, it's not that, the vitamin is a magic formula, just like it's not a magic formula if I take a daily multivitamin. But by doing that on a regular basis, I enhance or optimize, as you said, my immune system, and then I'm less susceptible to parasites and other things.
That's correct. In fact, again, you picked up on it instantly. Most people think, whoa, this is so complex. What's complex is the true blending and the specific amounts of each ingredient that's there to get this reaction. What's not complex is the overall understanding. Say, oh, wait a minute, now I understand why it helps in that area. But it does some other things. You're a hunter.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that real quick. I mean, what are some of the other benefits that, hunters are going to see in their local deer herd if they're providing this mineral?
Oh, one of the things that's great is a weight gain. Our deer in this farm and some of the farms in the area, 50 pounds larger than anything else, always. What's cool about that is because think about the stress areas. If they're not having to ward off insects in this particular case, and they don't have to worry about blood-sucking deer ticks, okay?
Right.
Well, all of that development, if it's a buck, goes to its antlers. If it's a doe, a greater lactation. She can support multiple births. Means better, healthier, bigger deer.
Now, what about from a practical standpoint? How often do you apply Vita-Rack 26? How often do you need to replenish it? And how many mineral sites do you need per, a given so many acres?
Excellent question, because let's first start out with how much and how often, okay? What we have found is that a lot of people across the country already have their salt licks or whatever you want to call it across there. And so if you don't and you want to start one, we have found typically one site per about every 40 acres is more than adequate. The real key, though, I think, in the whole thing is it's a year-round program. Every 60 days, go back out there and put some more out. And it's pretty simple. We put it into some small bags that we have, and you'll see, obviously, some 5-pounders, for an example. You carry that with you in a backpack, go out, go to your mineral site. If it's one to refresh, dump it on the ground. What's cool about this stuff is that the vitamins, even though they're water-soluble vitamins, they have a specific coating on them, so it takes the palatation of the lactation or the fluids from your mouth, saliva of the mouth, in order to make these dissolve. The B vitamins instantly into the bloodstream, doesn't have to go through the intestinal tract. Instant gratification, you start seeing something a lot. And I think the last thing is that, so we've addressed how many, how often, how much. And I think the real key, though, is that with the true deer management, and you take something like this, you still can't shoot the little ones.
Right.
Got to let them grow up. You need food, water, and cover, and not shooting the little ones to get a big deer.
Right.
What the Vita-Rack 26 product line, and the mineral in particular, does is it helps all of these other things you're doing enhance that overall deer so it can take full advantage of its nature and its environment.
Sure. And last question, Dave. Everyone who watches this is going to wonder, is this going to cost me an arm and a leg to put this stuff out? I mean, is this expensive stuff? How much, am I going to have to pay to do this for a year?
Well, it's 2 arms and a leg, okay? I think what you're going to find really and truly is that it's a 5-pound bag that's under $10, okay, that you're going to put out every 60 days. It's the least expensive, best way to take care of your deer there are.
Well, thanks a lot, Dave. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.